It would be a standard call.
Go for it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Kennedy, great.
So I take it that we are now all accepting your ruling that James Shaw SOP on the purpose, his particular SOP on the purpose is out of scope.
Yes.
So it is on the basis of that discerning understanding on my part that I had thought it was probably worthwhile to put forward a separate SOP which does not seek to amend the purpose of the Principal Act. No. What it does is seek to elaborate upon Clause 3, amend Clause 3, to ensure that it is more explicitly, because what I've done here, sir, is look to the explanatory note and the explanation in the explanatory note as to what the specific purpose is removing the 1 for 2. But the broader purpose of doing that is to, quote, improve New Zealand's ability to fulfil its international obligations, and then with a view... and so what I did was I took the thrust of the explanatory note and entered it into the Clause 3 so that it reads that the original wording is this Act amends the Climate Change Response Act 02, the Principal Act, full stop. So this, well, I'm just craving the attention of the, I'm insecure enough to crave the attention of the Chair and the Minister, but I'm confident that I can keep going. To improve the ability of the... I just want to make it clear, Dr. Graves, remember we were having a discussion as to around whether your particular amendment is in scope, and I have ruled that it is. Oh, good. Thank you. Then that saves me 30 minutes of elaboration as to why I think it's in scope. So the purpose now is to amend the Principal Act to improve the ability of the ETS to fulfil its statutory purpose of helping New Zealand meet its international obligations under the Framework Convention 92 in light of the Paris Agreement signed by New Zealand on 23 April. So the point of doing that is to make it more explicitly clear what the purpose of removing the 1 for 2 is, namely improve our ability to meet our obligations under the 92 Framework Convention, but in light of the updated conditions that are reflected in the Paris Agreement of only 6 months ago. So I put it to the Minister, through you, sir, and to colleagues, that this is well worth doing, because even if it were to just stand by itself, independent of Mr. James Shaw's other proposed SOPs, which have some substance, it would still nonetheless register the point that the 1 for 2 is one aspect designed to improve our ability to meet the 92 obligations updated in 2015. And I think that stands by itself as self-evident and worthy of doing. My interpretation would then be, and this now becomes a personal challenge, that the 1 for 2 is inadequate by itself, and that there are a range of other measures that will be needed for us to do that stated purpose. But I do recognise that if the government is determined this evening just to confine it to the 1 for 1, we support that. We've said we support it, and I would accept that as well. But I would just, in doing so, I would make the point that in our view it needs to be more than just the 1 for 1, and as we develop more of a dialogue in the course of this year leading up to Marrakesh, and the implementing legislation, the treaty examination of the Paris Agreement, we will be making that point in respectful dialogue with the government. So on the strength of that, I just recommend this SOP to the House. Thank you.